Hello. So, today I'm just going to be doing a little bit of a ramble, but while I ramble mostly about fall, because that's what's on my mind, I'm also going to be crocheting. So, if I look down, I'm looking at my work. But I wanted to have a nice cozy vibe because fall is all about cozy vibes. I have always found crocheting and the way that it looks to be so satisfying. I can't keep the project up here the whole time, but I just think that it's one of the best, oddly satisfying things. You could call it visual ASMR for me. I think it's so nice. And it's satisfying to do also, which is one of the reasons why I like doing it so much. This is going to be one of my ghosts. I know I've been talking about a ghost tree stock for a while because I sold out of them and then I needed to buy new yarn for them because I was running out of yarn. And then the yarn I got is different from the yarn I used to use, and it's softer, which is good, but it's got little metallic bits in it, so now I have to take new product photos because the yarn now looks different. So I have to make model ones and then I have to make more for the restock. So that's why it's been taking a long time. I apologize because I had a backstock of orders to do and then I had all of this happen, so it's been a lot, and then I have to keep up with uploads here, which I know that my uploads have been a little bit sporadic, but I've finally settled on a proper upload schedule that I would like to stick to, and that will be sustainable for me while also running my other business, being my Etsy. So I want to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I think that that will be for the best. I had a dream of posting every single day, but that's not sustainable. And then I tried every other day, and that's also not sustainable. So I'm going to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that I think will work out much better for me, and it will also allow me time to work on other things and also put more time into these videos and make them better. So, with housekeeping out of the way, the day that I'm filming this is the day after the first day of fall. The autumnal equinox. And yesterday I made apple and blackberry pies. And yes, they were delicious. To celebrate the first day of fall and welcome it, because I am so done with summer. And I'm glad that summer is done with me, because where I live, we had our heat wave end on the first day of fall. So that was extremely fitting and almost felt poetic. And it was so welcome because I had the oven going for the pies, and that would have been awful during the heat wave. because we all know how much ovens heat up the house, or at least I hope we all know. I bake a lot, so I'm familiar. But I would say one of my favorite things about autumn is all of the good food. I know that pumpkin pies are not the most popular thing. There are a lot of people who dislike pumpkin pies a lot. Pumpkin pies have to be made well to taste good. I stand by this. First of all, you have to get fresh pumpkin. Canned pumpkins, canned pumpkin is not going to cut it. You gotta get fresh pumpkin, you gotta cut it up, you gotta roast it yourself. You've gotta take that roasted pumpkin, it's going to be juicier, it's going to be sweeter, it's going to have a richer pumpkin flavor. And then you've gotta take the pumpkin and you've gotta spice it. You've gotta make sure the spices are fantastic and perfect. You've got to make sure you're not just putting just cinnamon in there. There's a reason why pumpkin pie spice is a thing. It's a collection of spices. It's clove, it's cinnamon, it's nutmeg, and it's ginger, but it has to be freshly ground ginger. I know I sound very passionate about this, but it's because I feel very passionately about well done pumpkin pies, because I see so much pumpkin pie slander, but I think that's because you're not eating good pumpkin pie. As for the other dishes, there's of course apple pie, which I enjoy very much. This is the first time that I tried apple blackberry pie. I highly recommend. I think it's a fantastic combination. But then there's regular apple pie. I do feel strongly that you have to also spice apple pie appropriately. But then there are also fantastic things like going to an orchard and picking apples and pumpkins. That's amazing. I've always loved doing that. I know that Renaissance festivals can take place during any point in time, but the Renaissance festival that is local to us happens in September. So to me, that's the beginning of fall. And we like to go when it is fall because then it will not be as hot when we wear our elaborate costumes. By we, I mean my family, because I always go with my family, or at least some of my family, if not all of my immediate family. Another fantastic fall thing is the foliage. I live in a place where the foliage during the fall, all the leaves are stunning, like beautiful. So that I'm very excited for. The leaves have not really started turning yet. You see like yellowing here and there, but there's not really too much happening yet. Here's the project so far. Just the very top of the ghost's head, but we will get there. We will get there. I think what most people's favorite things about fall is would be definitely Halloween and spooky season in general. There is something magical about spooky season and Halloween. I mean, I myself get really excited for spooky season around early September, because that's when Halloween Horror Nights opens up. But then also a few days ago, when this is filmed, or at least, Hollow Scream, or is it Hallow Scream, has opened up in Busch Gardens, Tampa. And I'm waiting. I'm not sure if it's open yet, but I'm waiting for Knott's Scary Farms to open up, which is Knott's Berry Farms, but spooky. Halloween season is full of puns, which is a good thing, in my opinion. But I love seeing haunts open up. It makes me very happy. I've also seen that some events have come around on the idea of doing lights on tours of their houses, or themed mazes, whichever one they call them at the event, because I think it's so interesting to see the set design in the light, because they could put a lot of detail into the set design, but when you go in, it's usually really dark, so you don't get to see the whole set design. So lights on tours let you look at the set design in the lighting and have a tour guide tell you, like, this is what they intended for this, and this is what they did for this, and this is actually made out of this material. So interesting. Clearly it's that kind of content that's like right up my alley. I still really enjoy pumpkin carving. I don't know if other 20-somes still carve pumpkins, but I do. I do it every year. I do it every year for Halloween, and I enjoy it a lot. And every year I think about, alright, what am I going to put on my pumpkin? It'd be too boring if I just did a regular jack-o'-lantern face. I can't allow myself to do that. I'm an Aquarius. I can't do the normal thing. At least I'm self-aware about it. At least I'm self-aware that I'm an insufferable Aquarius. This year I thought maybe that I would do some sort of spooky scarecrow face because of the Scarecrow Scare Zone and house at Universal Studios Orlando and Hollywood, respectively, because they have some fantastic costume design for their scare actors of just the most horrific scarecrows that really impressed me. And I almost want to copy that onto a pumpkin the best I can, but I'm really not sure how well I could make that vision come to life because I am not a professional pumpkin carver. I would say one of the most relieving things about fall is the end of the hot weather. I live in a place where in the summer it's very hot and humid. You cannot get away from the humidity. Literally, the humidity is so bad that it makes my door swell up so much that it's hard to close it. Whereas in other times of the year, it slides closed easily. Like, it's bad. So when fall comes around, it stops being so humid and it starts cooling off, and I can wear long sleeves without sweating. It's so nice. I mean, these sleeves are rolled up right now, but that's irrelevant. That's not important. I'm a very warm person, so for the entirety of summer, I can't wear anything even slightly long sleeved. It really is just a bad idea for me. So when I get the freedom to wear long sleeves, I take it. I take the opportunity. Unfortunately, I designed my Renaissance Festival costume while it was summer, and so it does have short sleeves. But I have also procured a cloak, and I am hoping that that cloak will help me not be so cold. I'm crossing fingers. I also wanted to note that during October, I'd like to do a few more spooky videos, and like funny spooky and stuff like that. But I've been saving those ideas for October because that's more the spooky month than September is. So I've been holding back, but I have a few ideas. So hopefully I'll be posting more of those during October. Excited for it. Okay, well, that is all of the autumn rambles that I can think of right now. But I hope that this has been relaxing and enjoyable. And if it is evening for you, I hope you have a fantastic night and a good sleep. Good night. Bye.